Hey, True Believers, Englentine here. We are on our last day. Tomorrow we're gone. We're leaving. Whenever we get these last bits of things into the truck, we've managed to stretch our move from Thursday until tomorrow, and it was needed. We're too old. Gail's about to fall asleep, so I figured great time to start a live stream.
Yes, and your nice little pom pom on your hat.
Yeah. Pistachio. All righty. It has been something, man. I discovered I'm old. I thought I was older, but I'm just old.
Okay, how did you discover that?
Like I said, we lifted a big kind of dresser drawer thing, and when I did, my knee just gave out, and it was to the point where while I was carrying, because I had gone up and down the stairs about 20 times that day. I would say about 15 actually, but still, that's 14 stairs both ways. And when I picked up a normal box, I'm walking, my knees are going, oh, are you going to make it? Oh, yeah. Are you going to make it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is this your final live stream not the final live stream on the channel, but I have no idea how long it's going to be, because we're going to go. The problem we had was every house we were looking at, they said that before they could do anything with us, we needed to do a walking tour. They wanted to see us in person. So we are going to go get a hotel room, and then we're going to find a place. I don't know when that's going to be. I'm hoping it's within the first couple of weeks. Yeah. I'm putting out a lot of videos. Every day at 3 o'clock, there's a comic book origins. If I can, I'm going to put up other things like it's all reposts. But if you haven't watched them yet, please do. Yeah. So far, they are dying on the vine.
I can't wait till we get the setup where you're just recording things with your phone and uploading.
That is actually, I'm hoping to do that. I've made sure that my phone was paid off.
Yes.
I got a dashboard holder. So maybe, I could do like a little road thing. Also, I was about to show you the stand that the camera's on. I do have a stand that my professional camera can go on, my expensive $200 camera that I hardly ever use because the phone is easier. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, so I was actually thinking of filming on the road as well. So there's some sort of content coming in and everything.
Are you going to teach Elizabeth how to drive?
Probably not.
And film it as you guys scream.
That would be fun. I mean, it would be fun watching as we go up, and maybe we hit some snow or something. I hear that there's some problems or something. Okay.
I think of Toons is snow.
Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking of. Toons is.
You got your license? Okay, sure.
Yeah, all I know is I'm nervous about driving in the snow. I've never done it before.
It's like driving on wet rain when it's hydroplaning. This means you drive slower. That's all.
I was telling Gail, or we were talking anyway, and of course, we're going to be there for the summer, which the highs get up to 85.
Yep.
I'm going to be made fun of in the wintertime, no doubt.
Oh yes.
I'm going to be made fun of in the fall when it hits 50 and I'm wearing jacket burr. But during that summertime and everybody's sweating at 85, I can actually stand and go, really? Yep. Only 85?
You're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. I have absolutely no idea what's going on in the world of comics, except for I saw some headlines from like I think, what was it? Richard's talking about how DC's destroyed themselves. Everybody's talking about that kind of stuff. I think I saw, didn't Wes make a video or two or something like that?
The things I've been seeing the most is the X-Men lineup. Everybody's is pissed off about that.
Oh, the X-Men, the comic book lineup?
Yeah, the new reboot.
The new lineup. Yeah. It's pretty much the same old. There's always something new to complain about because they keep making mistakes.
Yeah,
it's like I said, back issues is the way to go.
Austin's asking, did you join a biker gang? I was wondering when you became a Persian nightclub owner. So
I was thinking.
I
was thinking like the 70s. The 70s.
I know, right?
Oh, they want their mustache back.
I'm Easy Rider. What are you talking about?
It's like you became a producer of 1970s low quality porn.
I wasn't going to go there, but
hey, it's not low quality. It's above budget.
Okay, it's above budget.
We're the best paying in town.
It's above budget. The guys wear Argyle socks.
Yeah.
That's a high budget.
1970s Burt Reynolds is saying, not quite, dude.
You're making fun of me with my mustache, but you got a bird on your face.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, because he would know.
Hey, how are you going to transport him? You got to put him in the.
He is going to be riding shotgun with me.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I would not do that.
Oh, I get him shotgun, and behind me is going to be a rabbit. I get the zoo.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, shotgun. His cage is going to be in the front seat.
Did you think I meant like just him?
No,
yeah, his cage is going to be in the front seat.
You said shotgun. The good thing when you have him under your face.
I'm just saying, Marani, I do the same thing. I have the shotgun next to me and the bird.
Yeah, actually, Twiddles is pretty good about riding in the car. He's done it a lot of times. And he stands right here on the shoulder, usually holding on, or he'll be on my head, but he's never like this.
That's Pistachio.
That's Pistachio, by the way.
Did I say Twiddles?
Yeah. Yes, you did.
That is a mistake we make a lot around here, by the way.
Oh, they do look almost identical.
You should just call him Twiddles.
No, he doesn't have any red on him.
Okay, I said almost.
Yeah. Well,
only when he gets pissed off, people die.
It's been a fucking day.
Really? What's like? Okay,
basketball.
Hey, we're here. We're friends. Spill.
I would have been here a few minutes earlier, but I had to watch Micah's stream. It's official.
What's official?
4-color fossils gone.
What?
And it's probably my fault.
Why? Well, I mean,
I'm not going to go into any great detail. I mean, I said something that I meant as a compliment. It was taken the wrong way, and it snowballed. And there's some other things that went into it, but yeah, it's getting retooled. And I said, I mean,
that's harsh because somebody's got a perceived slight. If they just talk about it and listen, because slights you can't undo because it just gets worse.
So I said, I've already spoken to one of the people, and I'm going to talk again tomorrow, and we're fine. But I said there's some other things, and anyway, like I said, I shouldn't have said as much as I said. It's just for any part I inadvertently played in it, I apologize. I've already sent out my apologies, and
that's all you can do.
All I can do, and
I mean,
hopefully at some point it can resume because that's a fun show to do. And
I know you like it.
We've got nothing going on Wednesdays on my channel. If you guys want to temporarily do that until Micah decides he wants to do it again, I don't care. Or hell, leave it on here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. And even if we don't, even if I can't afford to buy freaking Golden Age books to flash them around every week, but we can actually say, hey, why don't we talk about great this or maybe the best Dell covers or these stories that we like. And because basically when everybody was holding up, it was all about the covers anyway. You just still talk about that kind of stuff. I've been wanting to do that for a while.
Yeah. As far as the fossils goes, I mean, there really is no really a theme unless you guys plan a theme. But normally it's just them showing off the books, and that's what I think is the more attraction.
Well, of course, because that person owns that, but still, at least it's a substitute until the real thing.
Well, that's what the Saturday morning show. What I like best about that is the chat. I mean, it's kind of morphed into a, it's the most interactive live stream of that anybody does. And I said, at this point, if they didn't show books, would anybody even notice anymore?
Yeah.
And I meant that to say because it's so much fun that you don't even need those at this point. That was taken the wrong way, and that's
wow.
Yeah, and
that's what started it. That's a huge compliment.
Well, it was sandwiched in between some other stuff that could have been taken the wrong way. It was just, like I said, I've already run my big fat mouth too much already. Like I said, I think like I said, the two guys do that show. Like I said, Rod and I are legitimate friends. Shannon and I know each other, but we've never spoken one-on-one. So if he took it what I said the wrong way, I could see that, even though I by no means meant it as
hell.
other than a compliment.
Honestly, I would say that too, because I have more fun in the chat. I mean, sure, they show up books as a bonus. I mean, it's the interaction with everybody.
Yeah,
that's any channel I go on. I hate being in the chat and then you get ignored.
Yeah, that bothers me.
I think that's why the core group has hung around here.
And I think that's why the Saturday show has taken off the way it has, because it's a place. It's a gathering. I mean, it's because you can't do it in real life because we live all over the world. Literally, and it's that one time a week where you can get together, and everybody that puts something in that comment gets it read. The interaction between the people in the chat, it's so much fun that I got to the point where it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna show books now. When do we get back to doing this? And like I said, I meant it as a compliment. I'm just sorry it wasn't taken that way. And I said, if that led to any of this, I feel terrible about that.
I also feel like some people just really don't stop to think. They get insulted because
I am not going to say anything.
No,
like that
not with your situation, but I've come across before where I said something and somebody got insulted when I was actually complimenting them. And but the next day though, they apologized, like, oh my gosh, it's like someone else talked to me about it, and I realized, I blew it out of proportion.
I get what you're saying, because there was a time when we were doing the readings here and we were doing the game shows and everything. I realized every live stream is structured now. And sometimes I like to do what we did here. Literally, there is no subject on this thing.
Yes.
Did you see the title? Did you see the thumbnail? There is no structure to this live stream. It's like how we used to do it, where we would jump on and go, Clark, what's happening in the world?
You literally could just put up a black. You literally could just put like a black screen on there, and then Zach wouldn't have shown up either way. But so put on the white font. You could put says last stream in Florida . That's it, really. It's most generic.
There you go. Well, I wanted at least to put up something that some of us would enjoy.
Hey, Gratu.
Yeah.
Ken, good to see you. Yeah, I said. I said.
Oh, by the way, if you don't mind, Gratu, anybody, they're all actually. If you guys want to jump on and talk, that's cool.
I know it's late for some people, but
yeah, I know, but hey, you're here, you're listening.
Yeah. I texted him an apology. Hopefully, I'll get to speak to him in person, because we've got each other's numbers, and hopefully, I can start. Even if the Wednesday show doesn't come back, I don't want this lingering with anybody involved.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not fair because somebody is mad at somebody else. It's not really fair to everybody else, though.
Well, back-to-back streams.
That's what I don't like. Like, if I can't hang out with my friends because somebody has a problem with somebody else.
Send out the link. Ken will come on.
Get the link and we'll.
Well,
send Gratu a link.
I can send it to Gratu. I'll send it to you on Instagram. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks, bad comment. Yep.
I'm here for RDV slow transfer and just Sam Elliott. All right, that one's a good one. That gets the golf clap right there, my friend. All right.
Screw Chevy.
I would, but I don't want to send this smoky treat across the room and not be able to grab it before it burns the house down. Yeah, but the bird can't burn the house down.
That's true. This is
that's what you think.
My new corsage.
He has a beak. He can light a match.
He by the way, I went out for lunch today and left him with Gail, and she said that he just sat there biting her.
So he's got good taste.
He has he has his favorite. Let's just
well, that's what happens when the animal or pet is at home with the same with the child. They adapt and they learn. They like the person that's what they're with most.
So are you planning, or do you want to EFAP this video, see what it's all about?
Which video?
Back-to-back streams. I just watched Graphic Man putting up a rather depressing sounding video, more so than you.
No, it was basically him, just saying what was on his mind.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be EFAP'd. I said that's
all right.
I said it's
it'll be up it's your business. I'm not,
Well, I mean it's out for public consumption, but again, like I said, I have tremendous respect for everybody involved, and I would never do that. And
hey, I had to fire my brother. You remember that?
I remember that.
It wasn't pleasant, but it was understood. I
had to fire Pixel yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, that had to be done. I don't know how he weaseled his way back in the next day, but
yeah. For those of you who don't know, my brother Jack, he actually has something like Grumpy Old Man Plays Games or something like that as his YouTube channel. And he used to be here. As a matter of fact, one of the most popular videos, and I mean, it has never died, is that 3-hour, I think it's only an hour, but it was 3 20-minute segments where we talked about Jack Kirby, the Golden Age, Marvel years. Oh, it's 4-part. Golden Age, Marvel years, the DC, and then the fight between Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. We put them together. I actually told Jack, I said, look, just do the research, make sure the I's are crossed and the T's are dotted, before you go on. And he had a great time with it. He recorded it. So his is the voice you're hearing if you ever saw that video. I put them all together to make one, and that has consistently been in the top 10 videos every month ever since it was first released. It is in my top 10. But my brother has a temper. And we were doing Comic Book Thunderdome, and he got mad enough to yell. And then we were doing a top 10. Everybody votes on their top 10. Everybody says, this is what I loved about the year, and this is what I hated. These are comic books I loved. It was back when there were enough comics people actually liked to do a top 10. And my brother kept going, well, yeah, they picked that because they're dumb as and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, this is our audience you're talking about, dude. Yeah, well, if they're gonna be stupid, I'm gonna call them stupid. I'm like, dude, you can't do that. Not here. I don't want And
yeah, I mean, well, look what happened with the Extreme. It kind of that kind of fizzled apart. And we kind of adapted without you. I mean, I'm still hanging out with you though. I didn't be like, screw out to E. I'm not gonna hang out with them.
Oh, that happened because of scheduling.
Yeah. I know.
It just I could never make the 8:30, and after a while, you guys stopped leaving the link. So okay, I mean,
but they said we're still talking to each other.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You're not.
It's not to my brother. Well, actually,
good night, everybody.
I haven't in a long time. Yeah, but there you go. I don't have any reason not to talk to him. I did talk to him on the day that Twiddles died. I talked to him. As a matter of fact, he was very, very helpful.
So without getting too deep into it, is your brother still on board with the current administration?
My whole family. I don't get it. I think that if my whole politics, and I've never been afraid to say them, even though I've been told many times by the Persian nightclub owner that I shouldn't. I am absolutely opposite, and I believe that if you are still voting for Biden, you don't pay attention to politics. You don't pay attention to the world. You pay attention to CNN. You pay attention to MSNBC.
You know what? The other thing is they're so far in, and they've been so proud to admit that they're wrong. So they're secretly voting for Trump. I'm not telling you.
But let me bring it back to comics. I'm going to show myself for a second.
Oh, please!
If you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch today's Comic Book Aficionados.
All right,
you'll see somebody dressed a lot like this and looks a lot like this.
Oh my gosh!
I actually request. I say, hey, guy, if you ever have time, never, not so much.
I have it in my playlist to watch. I will watch it.
And if you ever done so, go over to the Geeky Puppet Show and watch that.
You got mentioned.
Did I?
Yeah, the show got mentioned. I
popped in there purposely under the channel thing.
I plugged the 4-color fossils. Whoops.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's always a week that's the subjects are things that I don't really either know much about or care much about. if there's a week where I could just go crazy, I'm not available. But it was still fun though. I mean, it was. We had a guy who lives in Japan, who's a British guy, lives in Japan. And it's 11 o'clock where he was, and his daughter just graduated, so he was celebrating. So he was half in the bag.
Oh boy, was that the British guy?
Yeah, Wakishi's Tea House, or however you pronounce that.
At first, I thought it was Mark Muller at first, because he's got Mike. I can understand.
No, you can understand. You can understand Gray.
So England teen, how long have you lived in that place in Florida before I moved in December 26th? I lived in the same house. No, well, we have never been 20-year houses or anything like that. This is the second house that I've been online in. We were here for 3 years, Gail.
Your parents' house?
Yeah, 3 years. And then I was living with the family, and that was for the first 4 years. Hello to Gratu. Hello.
Hey.
But yeah, me and Gail, we've bounced around. Part of the problem is that Florida's outpriced. All those New Yorkers that came down where they were paying $6,000 a month for 2 feet worth of space. They now don't know what a good deal is. So they're like, wow, you want $4,000 for this? That every other Floridian is only paying $900, and rent has just escalated.
Eric, what's doing here? Eric's got facial hair. I've never seen this before.
He's getting.
Was it that rough?
No. This is dark, depressed facial hair. Something happened at the fossils, and now he's feeling his lowest, so he's got to have the facial hair.
No. He's going scruffy.
I've got Ken's facial hair.
Hey.
They traded. That's right.
I'm growing mine back.
I think you need it back. I can't get used to clean shaven Ken.
I can't. Honestly, I can't either.
Some things just don't look right.
It doesn't. You look too young.
To finish up, I have lived in Florida. That's
never a bad thing, Marania.
No. I mean, because he wears his maturity very well with the stuff.
I mean, yeah.
I think she's saying you look good there, Fred Flintstone.
Exactly.
Oh,
it's like evil BREEN.
I thought you were talking to the ray of sunshine next to me.
Well, now go out.
Yes.
Go out with a GoPro and show us your Riz, as the kids say. I have no idea what that means.
I have no idea what you just said.
So Riz for the
your game is what we would have called it. Your game.
Your charisma.
Go out and show what kind of game you got.
Yes.
A lady friend.
When I don't know these new slangs, I reach out to our Professor Pixel.
Yeah, you have to, because it's like that.
Me and Pixel went to Boma Cafe. It was really nice seeing him again. Great dinner, by the way. And by the way, I told him we were listening. Of course, I have my CD and I don't listen to the radio. I always make these mixed CDs for myself because I love myself. And Disney music came on. And I told him, I said, you get in the car, you're getting a car concert. And it was kind of cool because he was blasting the same way. It was a hoot and a holler. Game sales better than Riz is a dumb Zoomer term like sus. I hate that.
He says he's a Gen Zer, and he doesn't know what the heck it is.
Gross, a Riz. I misunderstood.
I hear Riz. I think of Rizzo from Greece.
So you know what's funny?
Or Rizzo the rat.
Zoomers are no longer there's a new group of kids beneath them now. They're making all the weird stuff. The Zoomers are getting old. My niece, who's a Zoomer, she's now like 14 now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
Oh my god! Yeah, she's the last one.
My daughters are millennials. I raised them right. Didn't give them a cell phone until they could pay for it.
Yeah.
Well, that's my one sister. She doesn't give your kids can have phones, but only if they're prepaid, and and they have to be much older, and it's not for anything else.
So what's going on, Gratu?
Well, I just been a kind of a traumatic day. This morning I woke up and I tuned into the Comic Book Memories show about 7-8 minutes late, and I'm looking at the chat and I see people making comments about a nursing home. I go, oh no, that's so I rewound and I said, okay, it's become basically what happened on Wednesday's 4-Color Fossils show. At the very end, I guess Eric was saying he had to go on this live stream Saturday morning, and he was really regretting it. He wished he could be in both places at once. And I said, yeah, last Saturday I did a live stream against them, and I really hated it. And I've got to go back and watch their show. But I had an opportunity to live stream. A friend of mine in Mesa, Arizona was going into a comic convention. I can't go to comic conventions here, and I couldn't afford it even if they had them. So I thought, well, I'll watch it later. But I said, I feel really bad going on against friends. And then one of the Four Color Fossils said, well, you only see 20 minutes of comics. And I'm going, oh boy, I don't know. And then it seems like, I guess people laughed awkwardly. I don't really remember. But I said something like, I said, well, because what technically slows the show down as far as not seeing comics for 2 hours is there's all this camaraderie and friendliness in the chat.
Yeah.
And Rod and Shannon read every single comment, they take turns reading them.
Yeah.
And there's so many hellos. It's like an episode of the Waltons that goes on forever. And I joke about that, but I said, it's kind of like you're in, I was trying to make an analogy of and I meant it in a friendly way, and it was in the spirit of everyone on the Four Color Fossils. The name of the show is making fun of that we're old. And throughout the whole show, in fact, it's like pull the plug, and people are making fun of Eric for being a couple of years old. It's all just. So I said, well, it's kind of like being in the giant nursing home where everyone's coming to the big room with the television, and they're saying hi, and then it's like, did I just say hi to you? And it's like, before long they said hi to each other 47 times, but I meant it's all in friendliness, but we're all old, and it just because it's just, and I didn't mean it in a negative way.
No.
And then so I rewind a little bit to the beginning of this morning's show, and I see they're talking about that, and then it's like I said hello but then and Rod says, oh, hi, Gratu, and I see Shannon just staring at me like he looked angry. I could tell an angry. He didn't say a thing, and then later on I typed an apology. I said what I really meant. I said is that it's just all this camaraderie and friendliness. And Maranya said, I think you said something like something like that. Well said, or maybe someone else said that. And someone gave me a little emoji fist bump, and I thought, okay, people are understanding. But by the time Rod got to read my apology, I could still see Shannon was mad. He just looked mad.
In your defense, I've made jokes that I'm the caretaker when I appear in the Fossils every single freaking time, and that. And when it comes to Shannon's and Rod's, channel. My biggest thing is going in there, and making a comment and then waiting for them to read it. It's basically everybody come in the community center, and we're all getting together, hanging out together. That's basically what it is,
I've always been in the school, and I'm glad that everybody on this show tends to be also that the worst insults come from your best friends.
Yeah,
and it's always meant with with love, a certain amount anyway.
Dr. Silverage, Rod, I would say is, I don't know if you guys are religious, but to me, this guy is like an angel walking on the earth, like someone that I can't imagine has ever done anything wrong, that loves everyone. If I hear so I get the impression maybe he's actually mad, but can still maintain the friendliness, but I don't know.
I said, I think what got Shannon the worst, unfortunately, was what I said when I said, if they didn't even show any books, would anybody notice anymore because the chat is the show? I meant that as a compliment. And
I interpreted that as a compliment. I thought the only thing that was offensive was the 20-minute comment, which I didn't say.
Here's how oblivious I am. Because like I said, I did that aficionado show this morning, and I watched. I was watching basketball, working, and I thought I'll watch the replay. I watched the whole thing, and none of it registers. And then I see Shannon posts another video. I go, oh, cool, I'll watch that. Oh crap, he's saying shit about me.
Well,
and I was like, what? I mean,
I saw it coming because Shannon at one point says, I'm going to be putting up some videos later and they'll be very interesting. And then at the very end of the show before they signed off, they went back to, we value and some people may not like our show. And I never said I didn't like their show. I live for that show every Saturday morning. It's like, man.
I mean, there's Saturday mornings. I stay up all night to watch the show, and I will miss sleep to see the show.
Maranya, that was me this morning. I was like, I was getting ready to go pop into bed after scheduling some stuff, and I pop in there. And they're talking about ISIS, and I'm like,
ISIS, like
exactly
goddess ISIS, or ISIS is
no ISIS is
the goddess.
I said Joanna. What's her name?
I did because they're so far behind on the comments. I'm like ISIS. I'm like, where is it?
Yeah,
then it dawned on me. Oh, because
the best live streams are the ones where it's I wouldn't say like everybody's commenting, because those comments go by so fast you don't notice them unless there's a super chat attached. But if it's a steady stream and you can get some good content, you can get some good comments and ideas. MK, a lot of times MK will be the creator of just freaking 5-hour conversations, because he'll go, so who do you think is gonna win in a fight?
You're in the doghouse, dude.
Well, what I do when I do live streams, I try to read every comment. I don't get as many comments as they do because they're so friendly, and I'm not as friendly to the chat, I guess.
Did you read this one?
I will always read as many as I can, and sometimes I'll at least click on every one so they show up on the screen.
Yeah, read the last. We'll let you be guest reader. Read the last comment.
I know what she's saying.
Guys, I get pissed at Rod too because he doesn't hang out with me on Saturday
wife's saying,
mornings.
guys, I get pissed at Rod too because he doesn't hang out with me on Saturday mornings before I have to work, because he loyally watches their shows. Sometimes we just stick our foot in our mouths at the wrong time. Yeah, I was trying to cover for the 20 minutes of comics. I thought that Eric, I didn't interpret what you said as anything. No, they're all so friendly. It's just like, to me, nursing homes, yes, have a bad connotation. But I remember when my grandfather was in a nursing home, that area was so friendly, and sometimes kids would come from the elementary school and sing for them, and it's like where they go to every day, and it's like every day they meet each other for the first time. I haven't seen you in 10 years, So Shannon was interpreting it as he's saying all of you are demented and so stupid that they keep saying hello 47 times. It was a joke.
You know what I said to Rod though? When Rod shows up on the channel rating, I said we gotta wait 20 minutes to start.
Because of the week he forgot to hit go. I mean, I said, my first comment almost every week is an age joke, but I'm older than everybody.
I know. So what?
Even me.
I sensed something was wrong all day. I sensed something was wrong. I called a friend, one of the fossils. I'll leave it all mysterious, but one of the fossils, and I said, was I offensive that he hadn't watched the show? He wasn't on that week, and he watched the end, and he said, I don't see anything. But I said, I think I've really angered. It looks like they're angry. And then, so we go out to eat, and I barely say anything during the meal. And then when I come home, that video's up, and we watch it, and it's like, on such and such a date, these people, which will remain anonymous, perpetrated an incident. And it's like, man, it's like I'm hearing Joe Friday talk about some horrible crime I committed, and I was just trying to be nice. And my friend that I talked to earlier that was counseling me was saying, that's your whole shtick, is you come on and you say, I hate the entire comic book community, I hate everything, and then at the end you say, well, I hope I didn't offend anyone. And that's just your shtick, and you always do that, and that's what's funny. And he said it's like, people that are into wrestling should understand what you're doing. You're kind of coming on as this bad guy wrestler, but I don't mean to offend
Grab to. I know you as a guy. You are Silver Age because as far as you don't like anything past Silver Age.
No, I do, but
no, I get the impression though. Whenever we bring up, you're always talking about how you love the Silver Age stuff. So I know you're but like I said, you're a nice guy.
He loves Fire and Ice in Smallville.
Oh no, nobody loves that.
Groucho was like, "Woo! Give me more."
The first season or two of Smallville, I actually was quite engaged. I thought the guy that played Lex Luthor, I thought that's a really interesting way to portray him as a likable guy. A guy that started likably, far better than showing Darth Vader as a little kid. Yeah. That's ridiculous. But showing Lex Luthor before he turned evil, that's but anyway, it got bad.
I can only speculate that maybe not Shannon, but Rod is probably under stress with his dad and everything. So maybe that's what's getting told.
Yeah, but
I don't think he's mad though.
Oh, what, Rod or Shannon?
Or Rod. I think Shannon's probably more visible. If Rod's probably like, he'll forget about it in a couple days.
Yeah, but the way it was portrayed this evening this is unforgivable. They'll probably come on, which is what I'm doing now, and just say it was just a joke. But this is unforgivable. That's how it sounded to me. It's like, oh my God, I committed the unpardonable sin. What is it that where you deny the Holy Spirit, you can't go into heaven because you did that? It's like, my God, you mean I can't apologize? Yeah. I apologized this morning. And
like I said, I mean, hopefully this all blows over. Like I said, you guys are too old for teenage drama.
Yeah, we don't have time to reboot. But by the way,
I've been doing this too much. I think it's because I'm under stress. It's like I get angry at stuff that is ridiculous. Like I get upset when someone comes on and just shows a woman just wearing a dress. This is good girl art. And it's like, no, good girl art is extreme, ridiculous.
Good girl art is Betty Page.
We'll have to talk to Jimbo about that.
And then I got upset and hung up on the Four Color Fossil show a few weeks ago when a guy I dearly love on there was talking about how great this episode of this issue of the Hulk was, where Captain America and everybody's watching a porno movie, which is ridiculous. That Captain America why did you have that in a child's comic? Well, comics are read by adults.
Groucho, have you checked out the Big Bardo one with Superman?
No, I missed
God, why did you say that?
No, this one apparently Rick Jones is getting married. They're having a bachelor party, and they see that his bride is in a SAG film, and they're like peeking between their fingers on the cover. I'm thinking, we're a young country. We don't have heroes that go back, maybe Paul Bunyan, George Washington. They only go back a few hundred years. We don't have King Arthur. But Captain America goes back 80. Well, that was in the 90s.
I did like seeing like I said, it is kind of dumb for being a kid's comic book, but I did like the reaction to Captain America. He's like, oh my.
I'm sorry. I love that issue when the Vision said, "You must be very proud."
Yeah, but I said I'd be right there with Frederick Wortham if he was reincarnated and burning that comic, and that was probably an asshole-ish thing to say at that time. And then I got to get off because what happens is it's St. Patrick's Day. Well, it isn't anymore.
We're having those reactions now.
My Irish temper comes out from my father's side. Mm-hmm. My grandfather was a professional baseball player, and he had a temper, like he punched Casey Stengel out when he charged, because my grandfather, Lefty Weinert, Philip Weinert, I think, it was never told to us. My grandfather was born Jewish, but he married an Irish woman, and all the kids were raised Catholic, and no one ever knew that he was Jewish until I see first baseball card, Jewish baseball players. It's like, oh, I didn't know my grandfather. I don't think any of his sons knew. But wait, I think
you're Jewish.
Angle was saying some anti-Semitic things to my grandfather.
Yeah, sorry, dude, you're Jewish. You gotta go.
Huh?
I'm just fucking with you, man. No.
Anyway, so Casey Stengel charged the mound because the balls were whizzing past his head, and my grandfather just punched him out. And the policeman came out and said, "Do you want us to my grandfather? You want us to take him under the stands and finish the job?" Because they hated him too. So I've got this temper, but it comes out. I have to be pushed way far for it to come out, and it just. I let it, because it's right, when you're on the internet you can let your temper come out, but I got upset when one of the 4-color fossils had a timer going and was timing me. One time I came on and I talked too long, and I was really having a existential crisis that night about.
Oh shoot!
What happened? Hold on, dude.
I apologize. That was me. That was me. My mouth hit.
Anyway, so I got real mad about that, and I think that person I got mad at is, he's a good friend of all of us, but I think that may be partly why Shannon still holds something against me from when I went ballistic about being timed and being told to the second how long I'd gone the week before, when I was like talking about, has my whole life meant anything? All these years as a teacher, did I,
When it comes to fossils, as far as taking your turns, I never know how many books to do, because I don't want to like hold up, like, I also want to do too little, and then someone else does like 3 times longer than me.
I would suggest a limit, at least on, like, if you guys go around the block a couple of times, show off 3 or 4 books, and then we'll move on.
Well, this show I had spent, and also had spent an hour trying to log in. I was having computer problems. When I finally came on, the show was over. I was the last person, and maybe some people were getting tired and wanting to go to bed, but I just kept spouting and going on, and I didn't know I was being timed, and I was really hurt by that. I thought it was really hurtful the next week to be told, well, you got exactly 22 minutes and 42 seconds. It's like, so and my wife was counseling me this evening, because I've been in shock. I've been like shaking, like near tears. I've been through everything this evening. And then, so I watched that, and then I called back my friend that was counseling me earlier, and he watches all of it, and he tells me what he thinks. And then I can't sleep, and I look at my phone, and Graphic Man is live, which I guess you've seen. Did you watch it while you're on the stream?
Yeah.
And he's Graphic Man, when he says I've been made notice, because I called him, right when I first watched that and told him about it, and he was worried about what he had said, which wasn't anything, and I
honestly, I went back and watched that, because I said I didn't even realize what he was talking about until I went back and watched it. I remember the line he said. I remember, okay, that was me. I go, just in the moment, I didn't think anything of it, and I can see where, I said, I text back and forth with Rod. We're going to speak tomorrow. We're fine. But then again, like I said, Rod and I, we've talked on the phone for hours several times. Shannon and I never have. So, I like him. I assumed he likes me. And, but I could see where he might have, thought different than, because like I said, I didn't give it a second thought. But, I said, I'm sorry it came out. I'm sorry that, I said, I'm going to miss the show.
But is it officially done?
That's that's why he did the live stream.
And that's the thing about humor, though. If you don't spend time like we're doing now, if you don't all the time, sometimes humor gets miscommunicated, though. Like, obviously when it's a comment, wasn't, or it was a slight jab or whatever, people get too hurt over something, especially when they don't interact with you every day, because they don't really know who you are. So I can see they may make a mistake in that, but
okay, nickel's worth of free advice. Seriously, just because one person doesn't want to do the fossils doesn't mean the fossils is dead. Look, the readings weren't making views. I said, and I was feeling that too many of the live streams were topical. I stopped the readings. Geeky Puppet Show picked up the readings. Now y'all do them every day. So
yeah, about that.
So the point being is
in
that
5 minutes we're going live.
You're a whole bunch of old farts with a whole bunch of freaking comic books. Show them off. If the 4-color fossils doesn't have to go away. It just has to change channels. It's got to go from ABC to NBC. That's it.
You know what I've missed? We don't see enough of Mrs. Orloff anymore. I got to do one stream with her, and
I think I did one with her as well.
Yeah, she's the fun in that family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, we're talking about. I'm talking about getting her more on.
You sure that's her?
Okay. Now, did you say you're trying to get her more on, or did you just say I'm trying to get her more on?
No.
Well,
I heard
playing board games. You know, I made this setup here.
That
we
would be
could
awesome.
play board games live on the show, and then we could also have conversations while we're doing it.
By the way, real quick, for anybody in the audience that isn't subscribed to Gratu Orloff, subscribe to Gratu Orloff. Go back and watch some of his old videos where he shows his house, whether it's the one he had or the one he has. It is the most incredible pop culture museum you will ever see.
Oh, I was going to say
it's mesmerizing.
That's not a house; it's a museum. For
it is.
Well, I just don't want to be hurting people's feelings. I joke about things, and I guess when you make fun of people that slab comics and they've got hundreds of them, I guess that hurts their feelings, especially when you say they're idiots. I guess, but it's just my sense of humor, you know, and I make fun of the new comic book speak that everybody's adopted in the last 10 years. This presents well and all that, and I have them all written down in my little book. And
I doubt it.
My new resolution.
Let me give you another nickel's worth. Do this, but off stage. I have been through a lot of casts basically before I got this perfect one here. Where, you know, you have people drop in, you have people go out, and there would be times where just people are at each other's throats. A nice sit down, because usually what it is some sort of misunderstanding. A nice sit down will either fix it or it'll just tell you, you know what, move on. There's no fixing it. So
you're only saying that because we haven't left yet.
That is true.
Well, we got about 5 minutes.
Hey, VENKMAN, why haven't we left yet?
I know.
Well, we got 5 minutes and we're going live for reading.
No, I mean the channel in general. Why haven't we left?
Well,
we've had a much longer shelf life than.
Honestly, you know why, Eric? Because we're at community service.
No, there you go. You guys are propping up a dead channel, basically. I guess that's what you're saying there, Eric.
No, that's not what I was saying at all.
Oh, okay. Thanks for trying to save the feelings. God damn it, dude. You're going to freaking burn 2 bridges.
Was this an auction tonight?
No. I haven't done an auction for a week. We've been moving. Hence,
he sold everything.
No wall behind me.
Oh.
Everything must go.
Liquidation sale.
Yeah, I told Maranya and VENKMAN, I actually forgot that I haven't taken down my shelves yet. I need to box those up. Make sure those go when.
Oh, speaking of boxes, when are they going out?
Boxes.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, all the books are out.
Okay, so
I have delegated jerky duty to RDV.
you give it to him. I'm not going to see it then.
Yeah, you are. He'll send you your share.
I haven't got my box yet, so if you send
it's coming. It's coming. And it's all packaged, so it's not going to go bad or anything.
So you said jerk duty goes to VENKMAN?
Yeah, jerk duty goes to VENKMAN, yes.
Oh, he's got the mustache for it.
Yep. Discord will also help get notified when YouTube refuses to give us notifications.
That's
my first recommendation. Get a disc.
Yeah. Really? Seriously, I got the Marlboro's endorsement out of that mustache yet?
No, not yet.
Winston.
No, but Kevin Boo was saying about the Discord thing. That's what I did for my channel. So basically, anybody can really join if they want to, and then like once they get to know who the person is, I give them a higher status. So they have access to more stuff. Okay, it basically keeps the people in there, the bad eggs, away from like everywhere else, and just.
I actually have no idea how to use Discord.
It gets after a while you use it enough, you get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're Eric and you have a phone that doesn't like Discord.
The top tier, you get access to his mustache comb.
Yeah.
That an inhaler in Eric Green's. That's a cigarette, dude. Where's the bird? I put the bird up. He's now sleeping on his slab.
But I enabled in my Discord. I have a bot that I put in there. So basically, whenever, because I also stream on Twitch as well. So every time I go live and on YouTube and Twitch, it is a bot that gives me a notification in the YouTube alert, so let everybody know I'm going live. Now, some people don't like that, and they're able to just mute your notifications. But I mean, I kind of liked it because, you know, at least I'm not, because before I was just posting, hey, going live. I still do it on Twitter though, and Instagram. It's just so much easier if everybody's all in the Discord group. You all get the notification if you have notifications on though. But
see, maybe Greta's saying maybe people just want more time enjoying the show and tell that Shannon and Dr. Silver Age have to offer. And as viewers, some of us feel the show has gotten hijacked. Real talk. I don't know what that means, but
I think what she's saying is that people want to see more of Shannon and Rod and not reading just the
Waltons.
All the hello for 40. Because because sometimes it goes 45 minutes at the beginning.
Hello, Mrs. Scratches.
First time.
I came to say hi to Fred Flintstone. And I wish you could bum me. I wish I could bum a smoke off you because the stupid crap today got me stressed out, man.
Okay, another nickel's worth of free advice. Tell people, hey, we love you. Thank you very much for being here. But when you post something, have something to say. Hello to all of you. We don't need to hear hello from you. We need to hear your thoughts. We need to hear your ideas, what you have to offer. That way we could get straight to the show.
Well, it's again, like I said, if you watch the show, as much as you realize it's, sometimes writers will tell you, sometimes the book will tell you, the characters will write themselves eventually.
Right.
This show is kind of morphed into this, and it works for this show. It may not work for everybody, but it works for the vast majority of the people, and I don't even notice it at this point. I mean, until it's pointed out. But again, like I said, there are a ton of shows you can go to watch people show stuff off.
Yes,
and you will see that in this show too. But it's like Happy Days didn't start off to be the Fonzie show; it just happened.
Yeah.
What Comic Book Memories has turned into, just kind of happened organically over the year they've been on.
Yeah,
and like I said, it works for them. It works for the 99% of the audience. And like I said, I feel terrible that what I said as a compliment was taken the wrong way.
And
it's like a party of people that like comics. And they occasionally will. I mean, that sounds bad. Making it worse.
One of the things that has been said to me about the people who like this show versus Richard, who had far more subs, or what one thing had been said to me, and you said this, Eric, at one point, is that we read the comments, we involve the chat. It's not just the people on screen that are part of the show. And I think when you get to that stage, and it sounds like you guys did, it's kind of an evolution. It's to the point where you can literally put a nonsense thumbnail with a nonsense title like the last Florida live stream. You can start talking and people are like, okay, let's see what these guys have to say. And it's the same thing. It's with you guys. Sure, hey, great, I want to see these awesome books as well, but what do you guys have to say on this situation?
And I'll just say this for Rod and Shannon, there's no reason to get upset. Look at the numbers you're getting and viewers you're getting in the comments every single Saturday, or in just in chat. I wish I had those numbers on my channel, but he gets it too. He gets about 20, 28 sometimes, but like when there's 50 people in there, that's crazy. I love that. I'm always gonna be jealous.
I haven't seen 50 in 4 years. I think the last time I saw 50 was right before I got mass flagged by those idiots at the war campaign.
That isn't. I mean, like I said, it's just a harsh reality. Is whether they show up books or not is the fact that everyone's there together interacting. Yep. That's what it is. You could just show up books and have no audience.
No, it's
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
by the way, Cleo, it's nice to see you again.
Indeed.
I came here to say hi to you.
Where are you moving to?
Hello to you.
Eagleton, where are you moving to?
Indiana.
Way too close to me. I mean,
Indiana wants it.
Yeah, I missed. I was trying to get right next to. I was trying to get the house next to Eric's, and we missed.
Thank God nobody was selling.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a real shame that you.
Well, I heard that. Heard he got an RV. He's gonna park it on your front lawn.
I said, I'm gonna move into Ken's attic.
Do you know how many free meals you would get out of me being your neighbor?
Yeah, but gas station sushi doesn't agree with me.
You know what? That's not my fault. All right. If you don't like farting a lot, that's on you. That's some of us get more joy out of life than you do.
You know what's gonna happen if you try to move next door to him? Hey neighbor, I got you some food. I packed onions inside the burgers.
Right.
Oh.
No, not like that.
Indiana on purpose.
Indiana, because we actually were looking at first of all, Florida's gotten too expensive for us. So we started looking, and I told Gail a few things. One, red state, or at least bright purple, you know,
or at least as far as a big section of the state could be red.
And
too,
so, and then we were looking for rural, but outside of a big city. And I want a fireplace because I've only had one once in my life when we lived in Tallahassee. But she's kind of talked me.
Don't burn the bad comics.
Say again?
Don't burn the bad comics in the chimney. You'll die.
You know what? Can fire and ice kill you if you burn it?
Yes, the toxic fumes from those things.
Well, you better make sure that they're sealed when they're not in use. Otherwise, that thing that perches on your head will fly right up one of them, because mine are all sealed. I have like 4 in this house.
You know what? You just talked me out of it. I am so traumatized. I kid you not. There's a reason why RDV had to remind me that my thing still read RIP Twiddles. I mean, I called the bird Twiddles earlier today. It's I'm very much traumatized because I feel I was the cause of the death of a family member. So yeah, the idea of my bird flying up a chimney and gone for it. Yeah, I'm
if he gets to the chimney, he might go in the flames first.
MK, the house we're really looking at does have a basement, and it's also got a loft. And Gail's telling me I could do this in the loft, so it's it'll be quieter for them. Like right now, Gail's trying to sleep, and yet I'm being insensitive and doing a show.
Yeah. I've been watching the people do those hot tents or outdoor camping. They have like insulated tents, the little bitty stove. It's like a shoebox size. I'm like, you guys are insane. One guy had pneumonia. He's out there. I'm like, that's the last video we're gonna see from this guy. But that's then the other trend is van life. Did you see that on YouTube though? Everybody's like quitting their jobs, living in a van and down by the river and doing YouTube.
I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's why I call bullshit on the van life. Nobody's growing hair and their teeth are good. So I'm calling bullshit. And this is what I believe is happening. Oh, we're driving into Salisbury, Alabama. I don't even know if that's a place. And we're going to show you how you live in a van off over here. Bullshit. You're driving your van. You actually have an exterior shot of your van pulling into a parking lot, which means there's more than one person working with you, you lying mother. And then after they film that, they're like, okay, so where's the Radisson? At the very least, that's happening. Well, they're not sleeping in that freaking van.
They'll do the one night over in the van, and it's fun because like one of them was like stealth camping in a Walmart parking lot. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna get towed.
You're not stealth camping. The car that's driving by you every 5 minutes is a fucking security guard. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, these are horse shit. They're making 1 million views. I know enough of YouTube because I had a video get to 600,000. That bitch paid me $1,500. Okay. If you are getting 1 million freaking views, your ass is not living in a damn van. I'm sorry. That is.
You You know what we're gonna see now? We're gonna see card camping with Ingleton.
Van life with it, yeah.
Hey, Ingleton, if there's a house in Indiana that's still for sale, I think you need to look at it. It's a church with like beautiful stained glass windows, but
we saw it.
It's totally already remodeled, right?
Yep.
And it's got like gorgeous. A tub and like everything's already fixed.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's still Gail's handling that part. I am absolutely along for the ride on that. I mean, she'll ask me my opinion, you know, but in all honesty,
no one's ever done a comic auction out of a church with stained glass windows behind the comics.
That would be awesome. You know what? I would set up freaking Jesus behind me, and here's the books. Okay, are you going to say no to Jesus?
Can you picture him as Brother Love?
Let's see what. Let's see here. I want to get a couple of. Okay, so Kevin Vu was talking about. He can't keep up with DC with comics anymore. DC Rebirth ignited that continuity. He was reading so many comments, and now that need culture has become more mainstream, I've been spoiled. I want more consistent writing. You're not going to get it from DC. Wait, hold on. Do you want multiple gay characters? Because that's going to be the consistency. Beyond that, they have no idea what to do with the character. We made him gay, and
yeah, there really is no continuity you want to follow. I mean, like I pick and choose. I mean, I'm reading Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern, which really has nothing to tie with anything else.
Rebirth.
That's what you think.
Don't tell me.
I'm reading 2 DC books. This stupid Planet Brainiac or Brainiacs or else, whatever the fuck it is running right through both of them. Thank you, DC. And by the way, is
that the Mark Waid one?
No. By the way, this year's Pride cover. I'm gonna pose this question. There's like 10 characters on her. How many do you think were created gay of the 10?
2.
1.
6. Oh.
Wow.
Everybody else has been. They had their sexuality retcon.
And all the original Tim Sheridan.
Nowhere to be found. Batwoman, Apollo, Midnighter, nowhere.
Because Kate Kane actually was changed gay. The original she wasn't.
No, the Silver Age Batwoman was straight. This Batwoman was created gay. But it's like no one. The reason why they don't care about those characters is they can't get any write-ups in Slate.
So what is it? Who's it? So is it Aqua Boy or Aqualand?
That's the only one.
Jackson Hyde.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There was Natasha Irons and Tracy 13. They were both straight. Tim Drake, who's running around wearing Zack's hat from One Piece. And a couple other characters are just
Connor. Not Connor.
No, the asexual Connor Hawk.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2. I forgot.
John?
Jay Nakamura was created gay. So 2. Yeah, you're right. 2.
Yeah. So John's on there too as well.
Of course he is.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not surprised anymore. I mean, Poison Ivy is probably on there with
they didn't make the cover.
Now I've heard about this that the Disney fired the showrunner for the X-Men cartoon that's coming up. I haven't read an article. I've been moving.
There's nothing to read yet.
So I don't know why, but
speculation. He has OnlyFans, and he's a guy who's running a kid show, and he had some bad stuff on there.
Well, he was doing that.
Same thing happened a long time ago. For you whom are young enough to have grown up on Elmo, that's a little bit after my time with Sesame Street. But Elmo, the guy who did the voice and the puppeteering, he actually was arrested for some sort of sexual deviancy. And I'm not saying, he's gay deviancy. I mean, he did something. You know, I don't see homosexuality as deep.
I thought he had CP. You know.
I think that's it. Yeah, you're right.
As Peter, he had CP. Child.
See a man of action.
Yeah, later.
Take care, man of action.
Have a good man. Take care and be safe.
Given how far Disney's fallen, what could he do? I mean, like I said, it is technically a kid's show, but then hell, at Disney, it could mean that while he's because apparently he was sending pictures of his little man out on his OnlyFans.
Yeah,
but they might have found out that when he's not doing that, he's voting Republican. That could get him booted.
That could have done it. It could be the fact that he had no CP.
Well, yeah, I mean, a gay black man who's, I mean, maybe he's, because you don't know what his politics are.
And my God, did they trade on that?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I forgot the guy's name, but for all of that was, you know, they said he brought his experience as a gay black man to the X-Men 97. So, I mean, you know, on paper, he's everything that they would want.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what he did. And I said, now, because I said that on the show this morning, I go, there's a possibility that what got him fired might be something that we would actually agree with him on.
That, yeah, if he speaks the wrong politics,
yeah,
that can get him going.
Yeah, I saw that he's already written the first 2 seasons of scripts, so his influence is going to still be there for years, unless they throw out all of the scripts.
I mean, they already had the premiere on the 14th. So, I mean, I don't know how they can change unless they decide to change the second season.
No, they're not going to change that. What they're going to hope is that he goes away and people forget about him. That's all. He's going to be blacklisted.
Just like that Superman show. That's Superman Lois.
Yeah.
That's another one. I don't think it's come back.
I also feel like quote unquote modern fans also tell me it was in the comics as if I didn't know my that is no, the fans don't do that. Twitter does that. There is a huge audience of Twitter that has not read comics beyond the woke stuff that they understand. And by the way, I've had a conversation recently. I got a comment from a guy who was blasting me for hold on just a second. Let me see if I can't find it here and also monetize this. I know I forgot to. Well, this really was a, hey, let's do a final show before I leave Florida.
Did you take your B12?
No, I have not. Not for a week or so. I'm actually putting up a.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to get worse because you keep taking it and then not taking it. So it's actually going to cause you to get.
Yeah, your low serum level. You got to keep serum level up.
Uh-oh.
You might drive to the wrong state and walk into somebody else's house.
Gail might forget you. That's how bad it will get.
Are you kidding me? Whitney Houston? Are you kidding? She got the role because she's Whitney Houston. She was only known as a mega pop star. Maybe you're referring to as an actor. But to sell international sales, they do remove the alternate movie poster. What the fuck? This is a comment on the Crow Memento Mori book that I did a review on about 18 years ago. Yeah. Sometimes people they do a comment on a book that I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, this guy. Okay, so here's what this guy writes. I bought issue 1. We're talking about Vampirella by Christopher Priest. I bought issue 1 from Priest just because it was 50th year anniversary, and I stayed with it to issue 25. I got Vampirella, Dracula, and Holy, then year 1, then Rage, and now back to just calling it Vampirella, starting with Legacy number 666. Priest has a bit of weird chronology as he tells stories, but once I got used to it, the story was awesome. He has done so much with the world of Vampirella, very entertaining. Obviously, go woke, go broke is a big lie. Of course, we've done that, but it wasn't selling. They'd cancel it or get another writer, which we all know, bullshit.
I want to call bullshit on that because Christopher Priest, what was he known for Vampirella? Having a girl go to a therapist because she couldn't save a plane crash. Her friend was on there. So she had PTSD. I'm thinking she's a freaking alien vampire. She's not going to have PTSD.
But and then he says, but comics have been woke since the 30s. Fuck. No, they haven't. and here's the big thing. These idiots actually think having okay, you know what? Okay, no, they haven't. Glad you like Vampirella. Some things work out for some people when they don't for others, and that's truly what I believe. Just because I didn't like Christopher Priest Vampirella doesn't mean you shouldn't. If you like it, like it. So the guy writes back. I was surprised that I liked it, and you're right. They didn't use the word woke to describe them in the 30s, but a rose is a rose. I responded for this. It was one of those things, sometimes I skim over comments just to get There was a lot of support in America for this new leader of Germany, and Kirby made quite a political statement with his controversial cap cover. Not controversial now, but it was then, and it wasn't controversial, by the way. And the stories of Superman fighting for workers' rights, and there were stories about villains who were my comment is this: fighting crime or evil, in some cases both, was never and still is not woke. It's also central to superhero stories. The cap cover was not so controversial. The leftists did support the Nazi Party, same as they do support Hamas today, both with the same Jew-hating philosophy. Yes, you guys know where I stand on this one. Superheroes fought for justice, yet not social justice warriors. Those are different things. And the last thing he has to say is enjoy your personal reality. And I said it's just reality. You unfortunately have heard an incorrect definition of woke is. Seemingly the suppression of evil counts as woke to you. And I ask why? Why is it? Do you believe? And if anybody's listening in that has that belief, why does fighting evil equal woke to you? And then I said, off on a guess, do you see anything not featuring a white Christian male as woke? Yes or no? And that's another question that I would love for somebody who is, in fact, woke to answer.
Well, woke translates to socialism, and socialism is about abolishing private property, the family, because they consider wives and children to be property, and so that's why they're so into emancipating these kids and having the community multi-parents be the parents. They want to do away with private property, home ownership, everything. And I don't know.
That's one thing I think actually our side has a problem with. What is woke? I would tell you that it is the inability to access or to see anything without the prism of race or immutable, what am I trying to say? Immutable characteristics. Thank you. And that's what I truly believe, because that's how it leads to everything. Everything goes through this intersectional point of view. You have to talk about MARANYA as a victim being a woman. You have to talk about, I'm assuming, Kevin, as an Asian. You cannot speak of MARANYA as a human being with thoughts and feelings that would be beyond her being a woman. Everything has to go through that. I had a conversation with somebody who gave me this whole thing where, no, you have to identify. Because I said, you guys understand that when older folks like me say, we don't see race, we could tell you're a black guy. We just don't make that the reason how we treat you. Mm-hmm. If we treat you bad or good, it's not because you're black. It's because you're either a bad or good person. And they said, no, that's racist. You have to acknowledge the experience that a black person's been through. So I literally went like this. Okay, Black Chris, what do you think about this, Black Chris? You know, I mean, are you serious? Is that the conversation you want to have?
Yeah. I mean,
are you serious that that's the way you? No, we just don't allow that to color our opinion. It's ridiculous.
I also don't. I mean, personally, I don't get offended on behalf of someone who's not my race, because you know why? Because it's not my place. it's everyone is their own person. So if I see someone being discriminating someone, that's a different thing. I might say something, but I mean, I'm not going to advocate, for somebody else who's not advocating for their own self. That's just weird.
Yeah, to me, I hear this. They don't understand that as soon as you put a modifier on the word justice, it is no longer justice, because you are not treating people just. If you are saying that because somebody is a different race, you have to treat them differently, that's not justice.
Go ahead, Brian.
It's social justice.
I would like to refute your point about the Captain America cover not being controversial. It was, in fact, very controversial.
Okay. I'll stand corrected.
That is because back in 1939 or thereabouts, when they were making the book, America was not.
We weren't at war. Okay,
we were not at war, and the majority viewpoint was we didn't want to be in a war.
For that, yes, for punching Hitler
And also,
okay, I guess I'll concede the point. I'll concede.
And also, Jack Kirby did get threats, and I believe Lee did as well for publishing it. The difference was Jack Kirby was like, "Okay, you want to talk about it? I'll come down. I'll punch your lights out," and he would go down, and nobody would be there.
Well, Kirby was also Jewish too, and especially hearing what they're doing over at the Jewish people, I'm sure that's why he did it.
Well, that's actually that is I am reading Joe Simon's autobiography right now, and he actually did say they did not like what was going on in Germany, and they were trying to find a villain for the comic, and he thought, well, what about this guy Hitler? He's a cartoon he's got the dumbass mustache, he's got the goose stepping, he's got all this, why don't we just make him the villain?
Yeah.
And then they said, well, now we need a hero to fight him. And they drew Captain America.
And the ironic part is, yes, Captain America on the cover is punching out Hitler. In the book, it ain't Cap, it's Bucky.
Well,
it was America Chavez.
No, don't even go there.
No, in issue number 2, we did a bad comic beatdown of this one. In issue number 2,
he dressed up as
Captain
a girl,
America
right?
dresses like an old lady, and little Lord Fauntleroy Bucky go overseas, and it's who was it? It was Mussolini and Hitler, I think, and it was Bucky who knocks out Hitler and Mussolini. Captain America's like, "Good job, Buck." There was no punch from Captain America to Hitler.
If you want to be anything criticized for it, is the fact that they drew or the coloring him having yellow skin for Mussolini.
And I think somebody said something along those lines. Let me see if I can find it here. Sounds like modern.
You're talking about,
okay, here it goes. Bad Comic Beatdown said this. All those Yellow Peril stories were super woke. Yeah, he's got a point. Slap a Jap, ladies and gentlemen. Was that woke?
Do you remember that issue of Cap, though? After Bucky knocked out Mussolini, their train was late.
Wow.
I remember when Nerd at Newsstand tried to dismiss Go Woke, Go Broke, and she continues to try to. Yeah, I'm a friend. I messed her over, by the way, like 3 times. I was like, yeah, I want to go on your show. I can't hear. I don't know what was wrong with my phone, but the alarm, I can never hear it.
You need to set the volume.
No, yeah, you would think. But
you need to keep the phone by you. Or by your ear. That's
I had it under my pillow, so when the alarm would go off.
It's under your pillow. You want to be.
No. I can hear it. I'm telling you.
Obviously, now you saw it 3 times.
The alarms weren't. They never went off. Anywho, but anyway, I messed her over.
My phone,
I would love to be on the show again.
I can turn my volume down.
As far as Nerdette, bless her. We don't agree politically, though, wise, but we don't. I have no ill will towards her. They also disagree with me. That's just as weird when people are like that.
The only thing is I don't watch video game channels very much, especially if they're a game that I would love to play. Even though I hear shitty things about the Suicide Squad, I'm still gonna play it when I get it.
I watch my friend play because I'm at that point where I'm kind of outgrowing video games.
I used to watch her a lot years ago. She even modded me, says MK. Then when I erased a nasty comment from a Wokey insulting me, she restored it, then randomly unmodded me. That's unfortunate. Saying there is a race experience is racist since we don't all. Yeah, I've said this before. I think we had a young black gentleman on. It's one of those times where I just sent out the thing, and I mentioned, how is your life like Barack Obama's? Yeah, he's living the high life, gang. You're black. Are you living that? Because I know for a fact that if you want to know the difference between a winner and a loser, look at Harrison Ford.
Well,
look at me.
You want to know the difference?
He's totally a loser.
The difference between you and Barack Obama is you actually married a woman.
That's true. Yes.
That was good, Eric. Almost.
I think the term "go woke, go broke" says Kevin Lou is valid because it's not. It's broke, go broke.
I saw the dancing in the white pants on Ellen DeGeneres. That's when I became a convert.
There you go.
We've never seen her pregnant.
Nope, there's not a single picture.
If I hadn't heard so many people, myself included, say the exact same thing, I absolutely would have spit liquid on that one.
I was waiting till you take a nice drink, though.
Was nuts. I thought everyone was nuts. I was like not cool with it. I was like, oh, you guys are dicks. And then I was like, no, she totally has a dick.
Well, like I said, the funny part is, if Gavin Newsom runs with Michelle Obama, you know, they might have a chance. But more importantly, though, Barack Obama is not the first black president. He's the first gay president.
Hey, have you guys heard the news about Macron?
Who?
The president of France? Everyone is like doxing his wife as a dude right now. Like people like Candace Owens and JP or what's his name?
Figure.
JP, is it Spears?
Go figure.
I don't know, but I mean, like I've every once in a while I hear stuff what's going on in France and Europe, and it's the point where I'm just glad I'm living here because we still, as bad as it is, we still have more rights.
What? Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
I like that. Disney
you should get this ZACK. Just color the hat white.
Right. I'm digging stuff out under the there's like a little cubby below the computer screen, and I was like, holy shit, there's stuff here I need to get rid of, and I'm finding a whole shit ton of Disney pins.
When are you moving?
We're leaving tomorrow.
Oh.
Woo!
Yeah. Boy, that was stressful. We did it about 2 years ago.
Little Donald Duck topiary in front of Epcot.
It'll be 4 years for us this November.
One of my favorite of all time Disney films.
Oh, neat.
Very nice.
The Rescuers. And also one of my favorite all-time bad movies that Disney did, but I was 10, so I thought it was really, really cool.
Oh, Black Hole?
Yeah, the Black Hole. Yeah.
You know what you need to do now? Get your jean jacket on, put all those pins on your jacket like you used back in the 80s.
Back in the 80s, yeah. I did that for a while, and then I got a leather jacket, and I was like, oh, I can't hang pins on it. Okay.
Ken, I keep seeing E show these things, but I'm seeing Hans's face. This looks like one of Strange Life's. He pulls, gets out like cigar box of trinkets.
Yeah. Actually, Dark Admiral, Peter Pan is one of my favorite animated Disney movies. I love it. I think it's funny when people are like, oh my gosh, it's so culturally insensitive.
Peter Pan is played by a woman.
What makes a red man red?
Yeah, more often than not, he was played.
The one part
played
that
by
was
women.
really, sorry.
Go ahead.
The one part that was really disturbing is if you pay close attention to the dialogue about the boys going, away to that what was it called?
Neverland.
Oh man, and just the way they spoke of them, it was very like Epstein Island for boys. I'm serious, it's pretty creepy.
I didn't catch that.
Which version was this?
The Disney one.
Oh, the original? Okay.
Let's see. Modern liberals are a cross between socialist, communist, fascist, totalitarians, and authoritarians. It's a mix, yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Kevin Vu is what we got? Famous Monster Pizza.
This is in Decatur, Indiana.
Ooh,
so
okay.
There's a monster-related pizza place that runs monster movies and is decorated.
Oh, that's awesome! At Universal Studios down here, they had a Monsters Cafe. I loved it. They turned it into a barbecue joint. It used to be a pizza place, but they turned it into a barbecue joint. And they had like the mannequins with the costume, the movie costumes and everything all around. And you could sit in different sections. So you did have your alien sci-fi where they would show scenes from the alien sci-fi. You would have Dracula where they're showing, the old movie, and then the creature. By the way, he's not the creature from the Black Lagoon. He's just the creature. Let's get that settled. And then, of course, the werewolf and such.
Somebody better tell Dave Edmonds.
Let's see. You know, I will say this: if I can disagree with someone in most things, I still have complete respect for that person, and vice versa.
I just feel bad for the werewolf. He's gonna get fired if they find hair in your food.
Let's see. Just got back. Had to check out Slap-a-Jap after England team mentioned. Y'all didn't know about Slap-a-Jap?
No.
Superman comic, yo. and that guy even said, well, Superman did it. Yeah, Superman had
all the war
radio
bonds.
show.
Yeah.
Superman had a radio show that actually became a comic a few years back where he was fighting the KKK. By the way, if you ever can get a hold of the old Superman radio shows, I highly recommend it. They are far out entertaining.
I have one of the videos for Christmas wartime. You know, he talked about after the war ended. You know how all men should, or we're all created equal. We should treat each other fairly and nicely. You know, time for unity.
They're all. You can get them on YouTube. You can get 15-hour marathons.
Yep.
Man, my favorite. I discovered them long before YouTube. I was delivering newspapers, so I was up from 10 until about 6 a.m. driving around, throwing newspapers on lawns and such like that, taking them to stores. And I would listen to radio shows and audiobooks, and like The Shadow and the Phantom. Definitely The Shadow are awesome. The Supermans. I had the Superman Batmans. They're thoroughly entertaining. Highly recommend it. If you can also get a hold of them, George and Gracie. Funny is all get out. They are probably my favorite of the comedy ones. But yeah,
there's 2 science fiction shows, X-1 and Dimension X, from around the early 50s, and they're great adaptations of Ray Bradbury.
The one that I remember, because Gail was with me and she was laughing because they were like, "Oh no, the hand is crawling up the wall. It grabbed Rob. It's strangling Rob." You know, they're just doing the dialogue to describe everything.
Well, that's where the up and away line comes from for Superman, because they had to convey that he's taking off, so he had to say, "I'm taking off
and away," and then they had the whoosh. Yep. Oh, by the way, I think faster, that whole thing, faster than the locomotive, able to leap tall buildings, didn't that come from or was that the TV show?
Well, I think that was in the Fleischer cartoon around 1940. But wait, the radio show preceded the Fleischer cartoon, I think.
I think it was the radio show. Like, I remember watching the serials before the George Reeve one.
Robin Hood.
The radio show started, I think, around 1940, and so did, and the Fleischer cartoons 40, 41. So I think the radio show may have started it.
The Fleischer cartoon should be required viewing for comic book fans.
Absolutely,
they are so amazing.
My
wife, when Superman had its 20th anniversary, my wife got me that steel book with all of the movies. It's got Super Pup in it. It's got all the Fleischer cartoons. It's got every making of. It is literally like 20 freaking hours at least of stuff to watch. It's
just so shocked they never adapted the Fleischer cartoons into comic format and then continue them in that style. That'd be awesome.
Is the creature not the same creature from the Creature of the Black Lagoon? Yes, that's what I was talking about. Robin Hood is absolutely one of my favorite Disney movies as well. Maybe that's a list we have to make.
I'm gonna watch The Rescuers because I've never seen it, and I just need some escapism. And right now I'm on Disney Plus, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
I got Disney Plus for the classics. I'm very happy to have all the Marvel stuff, and I can watch the Star Wars stuff if I ever want to. But I got it for the classics, and that's why it holds up for me. That's why it's still one of my favorite streaming services, because I'm like, hey, you know what? I want to watch Apple Dumpling Gang. I just watched Swiss Family Robinson, and I watched 20,000 League. Those are freaking amazing.
They have that stuff up there. Oh, cool.
Oh my God! You know what I forgot is maybe tomorrow I should see if they have Darby O'Gill in the Little.
That's not Disney.
It is. No, it is Disney, and it is on there, and it is still freaking awesome. It holds up, dude.
I like when the little leprechaun is so drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I haven't seen. The one I haven't seen is the Gnome Mobile. I wish they would have that. I love that.
That one is the one that's not Disney. I think.
I love that one.
I think that's why it's not on there. I knew one of the two of those was, I think,
that and Johnny Tremaine I watched in school once, and I loved it. Couldn't find it anywhere. And finally, I got a chance to see it a couple of years back because it's on Prime. It's not on Disney Plus, but it's on Prime. Bird, shush.
Wow.
How are they enough to move?
With that response, why not just call it Gale?
The great thing about having no furniture is that bird's acoustics are much louder now.
Shush. Let's see. What do we have? The Faster and Speeding Bullet thing, I would think was the TV show, says
Ed's saying that like the Kryptonite was actually from the radio drama. It was
that is correct.
So ordinary people could be a threat to Superman.
Also, the other reason
literally he doesn't need Kryptonite. He can just have people on Twitter cancel him.
There you go.
The real reason that they put in Kryptonite was because the actor wanted to take 2 weeks off, and so they wrote it in, and they had some other guy going for 2 weeks, when he was captured.
Now I've got it through in my head. Thank you, Kevin Vu. Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, jumping fences, climbing trees, and trying to get away.
Speaking of Robin Hood, did you see what? Are you familiar with the Decades channel?
I am not.
Yes, I am.
They show every weekend. They used to show. They'll pick a show for like, they called it the Weekend Binge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they just do comedies. And this weekend, they're showing Police Squad, Sledgehammer, and When Things Were Rotten.
That's awesome.
Remember that?
That's an awesome lineup.
That's never made it to DVD. Found out that it didn't get canceled for low ratings. Halfway through the season, ABC tried to strong arm Mel Brooks into cutting the budget, and he said "F you" and just basically ended the show.
That could be, but I was, as a kid, as a nerd, I was following in the TV guide the ratings, and it did have low ratings, and I was thinking, why does it have low ratings? I think it did actually have low ratings too. That's probably why they wanted to cut the budget.
Well, they said it was like just outside the top 20, so it wasn't terrible. But apparently it was more expensive to make than, I guess, Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah, because it was filmed outdoors. Yeah. It wasn't filmed on a studio set.
I was glad to come on here and say hi to you guys. I have to work in the morning, and the downers I took are starting to kick in.
All righty.
Take care.
They're down.
Take care. Be safe.
It sounds bad.
Well, I'm just trying to be retarded, I'm getting down like syndrome.
Hang around with Eric, you learn a lot about him.
Like, I'll be lucky.
Eric is flawless at it, so you should take notes.
At what?
See, he already doesn't know.
There you go. I do want to address Spiffy's comment here. When he's asking, out of curiosity, what do y'all think of Song of the South? I'm in my mid-20s, but after watching it, I don't see it as racist. If anything, the black dude, Remus, was represented as wise man. Yes, you are absolutely 100% correct. Here's what I think about the film. I don't know if you guys saw it. Give you a review after. The movie is boring as balls unless it's animated. The animated scenes are a lot of fun. The rest of it is really, really dull. The only character that has his shit together is Uncle Remus. The reason why people are saying it's racist is because there are happy black people in it. And if you follow white woman Twitter, sorry, Maranya, I know you're not a part of that, but if you follow white woman Twitter, they'll tell you happy black people are not real black people. So what I've pointed out many, many times to anybody who's ever argued this movie with me, not the history of the story, because we're not talking about the fact that the person who wrote it was a racist. And we all know that. Okay, sure, fine. But the movie itself takes place after slavery.
Yeah.
We are talking about Reconstruction. Now, you got to think about who you're looking at then. You're not looking at Uncle Remus slave. You're looking at Uncle Remus ex-slave. When he goes to his family, when the little white boy has trouble with because his mom and dad are divorcing and all, and he's running away, and he finds himself looking for Uncle Remus, he comes across basically a black camp. and they're singing and they're happy and they're having their dinner, having their barbecue, and they're just bopping along. That has people pissed off because for some freaking reason, these people who, once again, you got to think about the characters now, in that time used to be slaves, more than likely separated from the members of their family that they are now reunited with. And these ignorant ass white women on Twitter are saying that that's, or black women, black people who don't, I don't care what color you are. If you are calling this movie racist for that, you are ignorant, because they are saying they are not allowed to be happy to be reunited with their family. Those ignorant jackasses. Now, let's go to the other side. There is a scene where Brer Fox and Brer Bear trap Brer Rabbit in a tar baby. Now, and here you go. This is where adults screw it up for kids. When I was a child, they re-released this movie in the 70s and then in the 80s. I went to theaters both times. In the 80s, I was about 13. In the 70s, still single digits. I don't remember exactly when it was. It might have been 8. I thought it was a baby made of tar. I had no idea the racial implications. Thank you for the word. I had no idea. I showed the movie to my kids. They are not racist now. They saw it, and do you know what they thought about the tar baby? It was a baby made of tar. Yeah, and that's where adults screw it up for kids, because they're the ones that put that in. By the way, I lost 8 viewers talking about this.
I remember that scene a bit differently. It wasn't Brer Rabbit that got caught by the tar baby. It was the other two that got caught by the tar baby.
Oh no. Brer Rabbit is caught by the tar baby, and they're like, "What are we gonna do? Let's cook them. Let's eat them." And he's like, "Oh no, please cook me, eat me, do whatever you want, but please don't throw me in the briar patch." And then finally, yeah. Which, by the way, if you ride Splash Mountain, the most awesome ride ever at Disney, so let's change it. That was what the hill was. So they were talking about, oh, what should we do? And we're going to cook them. We're going to eat. Please don't throw them in and when you go over the hill, you actually dive down into the briar patch. It was an amazing ride.
Are you saying you just lost 8 viewers?
Yeah, up 9.
No, do you think it might have something to do with the fact that it's almost 4 in the morning?
Yeah, that could
not even a little bit.
I want to say
I don't know what I was thinking.
I want to say that between the drugs and how cool you guys are, I feel way better after a horrible day, also because of other things. And I can tell you've lifted his spirits too, so thank you so much.
Yeah, well,
don't worry. When we leave, we'll bring him back down.
No.
Yeah, well, also Zippity Doodah is like the most identifiable Disney song for people, at least of our generation, because that was the theme song to the Sunday night show.
Yeah, it was on Walt Disney. What? No, it was Disney's World of Color. What was it for you guys? Because it had like 9 different names. The Wonderful World of Disney.
It became the Wonderful World of Disney, but it was the Wonderful World of Color there in the 60s or something like that.
No, they probably, I think it was the Wonderful World of Disney for me, but they put In Living Color on it because that was the big selling point. Not that In Living Color.
Yeah, it was when Disney had on the 2 gay movie reviewers.
Oh my God, yes.
Keep her
snaps in a circle.
Oh, we just got to give a round snap.
I noticed that I had my camera off. You lost viewers. I put my camera back on. The mustache brought him back.
Hey, the mustache brought him back. The power of the stash. But yeah, in all honesty, that's what I think. I think I did. You guys see Song of the South?
I did see it.
Yeah,
I've never watched it.
Yeah. The only parts I even remember, and I remember them very barely, was the anime. I don't remember
because the rest of it's.
I don't remember the live action part. It's like there was live action. I don't remember it.
I have a bootleg copy of it, and I've watched it maybe 3 or 4 times. And most of the time, I just go, okay, let's watch the animated parts.
Now I saw Fantasia when they released it in the 70s.
Yeah, I think it was 78, and
it was No, it was like, well, it was when I was in, I think it was around time I was in grade school still. So, or
you guys have Google.
Yes.
It's not. You guys can look up stuff now before.
Yeah, but we're talking.
Hey,
I'm just saying it's not the 80s.
No, I know.
Like,
but,
you're trying to remember, like, oh crap. Well, no one knows now.
Yeah.
This is a true fact. By the way, they don't do this as much as they used to. They used to put in little things like this. The Rescuers. You can't do it now with a modern DVD or Blu-ray.
Because they edited it out for the Blu-ray.
I think the last thing you can find that in is a VHS tape, because you can't do this with a DVD, and that's when everybody started noticing it. You can frame by frame, so you can see it. Yeah,
see, I have all the collection of the VHS, the white ones. I don't know if they're worth any more than the normal ones, but
sometimes not. Depends on the movie. And they have stuff like Jessica Rabbit, when she was spinning after the cap hits the,
you don't see her underwear or something.
Yeah, you can see between her legs. This is something I saw, and I had to ask the girl I was on a date with. We went to see Roger Rabbit, and it's the bar scene, and Betty Boop comes up. And she goes, "What a nice guy!" And she pulls her dress down so you can see her boobs. And I went,
I don't remember quite that.
I went, "Wait, did you just see that?" And the girl I'm with goes, "No, what?" I said, "Did you just see Betty Boop showed her boobs?" She goes, "No, I didn't see that." I said, "I swear to." So I'm looking crazy to my girlfriend. I'm like, I swear to God, Betty Boop, you didn't see Betty Boop pulls down her. And she goes, "No, I don't think he's." And she says this. And then I found out that even in the original shorts, there would be one frame where Betty Boop pulled her shirt down so you could see her boobs. And I was like, yes, let me call that extra. No, I didn't say it, but I thought, okay, finally vindicated. That did actually happen. But
yeah,
you would have only seen it. You would have only seen it in the movie.
Kevin was bringing up the Dumbo scene with the crows, and when he's kid watching. Apparently now the crows are depicted as being racist because it's whatever they have.
No, the crows have never been racist. And Twitter is dumb.
And I'm just gonna say with Kevin, there's a lot of stuff that I watch that I don't be like, oh, that's woke, that's racist, whatever. If I enjoy the story, I enjoy the story. I rarely I still watch things as a child.
Now, the reason why modern day idiots on Twitter say that Dumbo was racist is because one of the crows was named Jim.
Yeah, Jim Crow.
I consider that like a tongue-in-cheek play on.
Well, let me ask. I don't know, but I think okay, Jim, fine. Did they actually do that on purpose? During the time it was happening, was it called Jim Crow?
I thought that was later.
Like I said, sometimes these things get because either I doubt somebody's playing a joke and putting it in there purposely.
Oh, and then of course, by the way, Amos and Andy, who was incredibly famous. It was a very, very popular.
It was Nicolas Cage, right?
Show. Right. That was Amos and Andrew. But Amos and Andy, there's on the back of those radio shows, there would be explanations of each show. And one of the things I read was that Amos and Andy was so popular, they say crime went down in Brooklyn and Harlem and in New York City because people would be home listening to the Amos and Andy show.
Sorry, Brain.
There you go.
He triggered me.
Okay, I was going to say with that, the funny part about Amos and Andy is they were played by two white guys, and then when they watched TV, they had to cast two black guys. Yes,
I did not know that.
They were two white guys.
But I think I've seen about everything when I heard an elephant fly. One thing that's weird when you come to these to the Twidiots, they really do seem to be trying to take black people out of reality at the same time they're trying to thrust them into pop culture.
It's more like they're painting their own reality. In reality, the people they're advocating for don't want them at all. Like they because like I said, you're going to advocate for someone to have. But Eric said something, or somebody said something to Eric, and I'm be like, no, Eric, I'm going to defend you. You don't get to defend yourself. And Eric's like, I don't give a shit either way. You know, that's majority of these people. And you see these white saviors, and it's just like, and then they're disrespectful to black cops because he's a cop. They don't care if he's black because he's a cop now. He's no longer black. You know, it's just mind-boggling the insanity. It's all.
Well, I just appreciate you being offended on my behalf because you understand the struggle I go through as a black man.
Oh, by the way, if you ever get a chance, if a black cop comes up to you and you're white, obviously this doesn't work for black people as well. But if a black officer comes up to your window and asks you, do you know why I pulled you over? Look them dead in the eyes and go, because I'm black. I swear to God, that will change the attitude of your stop. I have never had a black cop get mad at me. They just laugh their asses off.
It's because I'm driving while a white officer?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that because that's actually racial. But I have looked black cops dead in the eye. Go, it's because I'm black, right? And they just laugh their asses off every time.
While they're beating you with their nightsticks.
I had a cop.
You're going to jail now, bud. I'm making something up. I haven't been able to watch Dumbo since my mom passed. Baby mine.
I wasn't mean to a cop. I gave him some lip once because he pulled me over for speeding, even though I wasn't really. I kind of, you know, I pulled you over, and it's like because you're lonely when it's someone to talk to.
Oh, Gil got really nervous because I've got Ashley and Elizabeth there in baby chairs in the back seat, and a cop comes up, and I say, and she does the whole thing. And she's really she's okay to a point, and then she says something. She puts her hand on her gun and says, "Officer, if you want to end this conversation, you keep putting your hand on your gun because I'm not going to have you nervously shoot into my car with my baby's in it." So. I've got my hands on the steering wheel. What kind of conversation are we having right now? And Gil's like, and she actually, she didn't realize it was just, kind of like resting.
Like a his rep.
Yeah. But I'm sorry. The thing is, somebody has a backfire and she feels she needs to empty a magazine in my car.
Well, I mean, nowadays, I can understand why they're kind of like they have their hands by their gun because people get pulled over and people fire or just drive-bys.
Dumbasses. I get it, but I'm sorry. No, yeah. I'm not going through that. Yeah.
And a lot of times now they have an extra cop. Like obviously someone get pulled over for speeding and then another car pulls up behind them. There's always two cops there.
Yeah, I guess I should have said the same thing Kevin's saying. Sorry for your loss, man. I just explained the baby mine thing because I knew it was coming. It's a very touching part of Dumbo.
Mm-hmm.
I am a huge fan of Disney. When I say that, understand I'm not saying I'm a huge fan of Disney management. Bob's, Chapek, and Iger both suck. I'm not a fan of the modern day attitude and politics behind it. But right up until I guess what it was Moana or something, I'm loving Disney movies. I love going to the parks. I just hate the management of it, And I know a lot about
now that you're going away from the place where
I'm bringing Disney with me.
Eric, you heard about The Rock making fun of the Moana fans that cried at the movie?
No.
I love how because The Rock he's Moana. It's not about the movie.
What can I say?
He's playing a heel character, so he's calling them pansies for crying at Moana.
Right.
But no, I love what is that? I just saw that something in a comment. MK. I mean, they're complaining there's no black folks in Shogun's time period in that setting. I'm like, it's Japan.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shogun doesn't have black people in it. Neither does feudal Japan, you dumbass.
Did you see where someone did an AI rendering of that black shogun or whatever from 500 years ago? And all these people, I'm guessing they're the same people that legitimately tried to move to Wakanda. Yeah. We're using that as proof as if it were a real photograph. So how dumb do you have to be?
That's like
one
I think
of the saddest things I saw. Some guy was doing that thing where he goes around campus, and he went to it's a black guy going to a black campus, and he had a map of Africa, and he says, "Can you name 3 African countries?" And more than one person went, "Well, that's Wakanda." Oh my gosh. Yeah, there you go. Let's see, what do we got? No, it's okay. It's fine. Gratu, you awake?
Yeah, I was just reading a comment on, yeah.
Oh, on the drama.
Yeah.
I was trying to move the conversation, so get you guys off it a little bit. I get it.
Yeah, I just just finding out more of how people were feeling about it. So
good to see you, Kevin. Take care.
Yeah, have it going, Kevin. Be safe, man. See you later. This is I hope this isn't the last stream. I'm literally going to pack the computer by itself in the trunk of the car and hopefully be able to unpack it and do live streams and such from the road, talk about, I don't know, what do road people talk, have footage and all that kind of stuff. As I try to keep up, I won't be able to keep up with comics.
Without E here, we'll take you in our arms over at the Geeky Puppet Show, and we'll nurture you until he comes back. We accept all the viewers humbly.
That just came off as creepy as. Maybe let Maranya do the talking, or Eric maybe, but Eric could be like, yeah, hold on, wait for the play, what? So yeah, maybe let Maranya do the talking on this one.
Oh yeah, well, because
I discriminated because of my awesome mustache.
Yeah, your mustache is creeping people out.
Speaking of plugging things, yes, Tuesday will be the RPG, and as far as I know, this will be the last episode.
Ever?
Really, ever?
At least possibly here. We've gone 5 seasons, and we've gone as far as we can go with the cast.
Are you bringing it over to Geeky Puppets?
Pixel wants to host.
Yeah, he wants me to. I would like to actually be able to play, as opposed to run.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, go on ahead.
But yeah, we're gonna have
he can't join at the times we do it on Tuesday nights.
But fear not, Mad Men in a Box will continue.
6 seasons of the movie.
Yes.
All right. No, go on ahead. At least I will have to fight the copyright strikes.
Yeah. Hey, that would. Hey, we did act. It probably was the Twilight Zone is what got us, because that's.
Yeah, it was. It was the Twilight Zone. There was music in there.
Very like a 10-second bit. He said.
Sometimes if you take, even if you take public domain music or YouTube music, it'll have something called like an attribution, where you have to say this music was created by Grok.
That's why I've been putting on.
The other thing is that Pixel, if he's putting any music whatsoever into this, he should be uploading it unlisted on our channel first to test it out, see if it gets copyright claims. And then he can edit that,
Yeah, that is true. He should. But
I did
attractions, the food, cool, weird. If Gail would stop at weird roadside attractions, I'd be all for it. I really would.
Where's the biggest ball of yarn?
We're stopping at the Barbie Museum.
Hey,
Hans Barbie, one of Adolf Hitler's.
Oh no! I'm surprised he didn't move to Tennessee. I've heard that because a friend of mine moved there, and it's been, and the cost of living is way cheap
in Tennessee.
But
isn't it a big Democrat
town? I don't know, because my friend is he's red, so and he's 2A all the way. And he moved to Tennessee. He can do what he needs to do.
My sister, whenever they go down to Florida, they stop in Tennessee because my brother-in-law's brother lives there and he has a spot. So it's a rest stop for them. They just crash on the floor. Mm-hmm. But like they said, the one time they went down to Florida and they were going to go down to Georgia and drive over, and they said, yeah, we're never going to stop at the gas station anymore over there. This is because you have people coming out and like, hey, can you got any money? He's like, the guy's like, for food. Obviously, the guy wasn't there for food. He just wanted money for drugs. He's a meth head.
Well, I do like going to mom and pop shops as far as restaurants are concerned. We'll probably stop by a Cracker Barrel or two, but I like going to, like, okay, this is if we go through Nashville, in hell, I want a Nashville chicken sandwich. I love spicy food, and a lot of the stuff that calls itself a Nashville down here, it's not spicy. I like, melt my face off.
Gail will love that, and then you get a bad reaction to it.
Yeah. Okay, we need to stop at 7-Eleven again. We need to stop.
There's no gas station for the next 12 miles.
We need to stop in the woods.
I need a bag.
All righty. Anywho, there you go, guys. It is 4 o'clock. Thanks for hanging out. And,
no problem.
I
was there watching your first live stream during the hurricane. I figured I'd be here for your last Florida one.
Well, now this is the last Florida one. It's not the last of all.
No, I know it's the last Florida.
I'm not shutting down the channel. As a matter of fact, I did put up videos until the 30th, which I'm hoping I can actually keep it going by doing.
They should. You got them set to release at those times.
I got them every day at 3 o'clock. It's Comic Book Origins. These are the ones I released over at Long Box. They didn't get a lot of views there. Figure bring them over here. They won't get a lot of views here either. But hey, at least
it's funny. It's funny though. You the day we did on Friday, we did Luke Cage readings. All of a sudden, like, hey, it's Luke Cage Origins, and I love comics.
Did I do Luke Cage? No, I didn't.
No. It was Iron Fist. Iron Fist.
I have it ready to go. Hold on, see if I can't do.
And Zach unsubscribes.
Where are we going? I actually could show you what I've got coming, what I have all set and prepared.
Why spoil the surprise?
Say again?
Why
spoil
the surprise?
Okay, something about surprises. What is he saying?
So why spoil it?
We got Bushmaster. These are the ones that I haven't done yet that are in line. Bushmaster, Crimson Dynamo, Dr. Fate, Dr. Midnight, Golden Age Atom, Golden Age Hourman, Golden Age Hawkman, Johnny Thunderbolt, the JSA, Agatha Harkness, Avengers, Baron Zemo, Black Canary, Black Lightning, Black Mask, Black Widow. That was going to be for Black History Month. Obviously, I didn't get around to it. Sorry, guys. I will wait until next Black History Month to do Black Canary, Black Lightning, Black Mask, Black Widow. My first thought was to do white characters with black in their name just to put people. Calvin Ellis, Captain America, Doom Patrol, Falcon, the full Nubia story. Giant Size X-Men 1, Hawkeye, Infinity Inc., John Walker, Jonah Hex, Kang, Luke Cage, Ms. Marvel, New Teen Titans, Rawhide, Kid, Renee Montoya, Thanos, Huntress Bertinelli and Huntress Wayne, Ulysses Bloodstone, Viking Commando, Vision, Werewolf by Night, Whiplash, Zaz, and Zorro are all about to. I'm getting the books and the pictures and all that kind of stuff separated because I still like to do it that way. Yeah. So there you go. Those are what's coming up.
There's no Naomi. There's no America Chavez. What's the point?
Well, there's nothing I like. There's nothing I like better at 4:15 than a coming attractions.
There you go. Okay, well, you're welcome. I'm glad.
Yes,
I'm glad I could serve that particular purpose.
Especially coming attractions he might not be here for.
God willing.
Oh my gosh! Seriously.
Well, he's talking about Angleton. You're driving.
No. For once, Kat and I are on the same page.
Word of advice, though, I would say in your car, you're driving, pack a towel, toilet paper, and just what you want to call it, hand sanitizer,
and a bottle.
Yeah, because water and stuff in case something happens. Eat something.
Can't wait for that first side of the road stream. Just hear a steady stream of trucks whizzing by.
Gail would never stop at a restaurant that was open air on the side of the road. That would not happen. It would definitely have to be a building. Of
update, guys.
We got 3 of them. Do a Stuckies, a Chuckies, and then Buckies.
Update, guys. We got a flat, and Gail is changing the tire for us.
I have no idea what a Stuckies is, and that would never happen either, Vank.
I don't know if I don't even know if they still exist. They were when I was a kid.
I saw one in Texas, but I wasn't able to stop at it.
But
it's imagine a Cracker Barrel, but it sells more like pizza stuff. But in order to get, your Cracker Barrel, you walk through a store to get to the place where they serve you food. But imagine it's not just a bunch of nostalgia stuff. It's rubber snakes and the birds. So
it's a pizza place.
The water continually, and just the stuff they sell in the back of comics. And it was all there for the kids to want to buy when they're on family vacations. So that's my memory of Stuckies.
Stuckies is kind of like Cracker Barrel, so it's a pizza place that doesn't serve black people.
Is there a bumper sticker that says "I got stuck at Stuckies"?
By the way, that is I do not believe that. I've been to Cracker Barrel, and guess what? They serve everybody. It's okay. You racist, they're thinking that they can't get in. By the way, the Cracker Barrel. It's a barrel of crackers, you ignorant twidiots. All right. Food trucks are just mobile home restaurants. In all fairness, I always go to the movies early. Catch trail. Okay, don't we? All righty. Have a good day, guys. Let's see. One more. Just make sure you don't try to eat at Chick-fil-A. Never happening, bro. I don't get it. God bless you all who are Chick-fil-A fans. It's bland. There's no flavor to the chicken. Okay. Go to Popeyes. Okay, fine. They're good. But Chick-fil-A, what is the freaking draw? It is literally nothing.
I've gone at least 2 different locations. It's the same thing. It's just dry chicken.
Chick-fil-A is air you chew. It is not. There's no flavor. Oh, wait. There's flavor. Oh, wait. That was the pickle. Because there's no flavor in the chicken.
Have a good night, Bad Comics.
Maranya sitting there going, okay, this is the 4th time he said good night.
Yes. You just like their tagline. Love that chicken from drive-bys. I mean,
is that Chicago?
God, yeah. I have been to a couple where it's like, yeah, we're not coming back to this one. We survived. We didn't go to Popeyes. We survived Popeyes today.
I had that. Yeah, my friend he worked on, let's say the bad part of town, where you could tell a difference in culture because there wasn't white people whatsoever, and you saw people. We actually saw people boosting cars. I was like, because that's the only location they had for Popeyes. I was like, I was trying. I'm like, well, there's one by my work. I'm like, I had no idea that he worked in this part of the area. I was like, I'll go over there and like, okay. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that guy doesn't own that car that he's breaking into. Neither does that one over there.
Okay, I'll tell my favorite Popeye story, and then I'm ending the stream straight away. No more goodbyes. We went to a Popeyes. This is years ago. You'll tell by the price. We ordered a little family meal. Lady said that's $18.72. So I handed her 20. And she is all throughout this, not even paying attention, just talking to friends. Blah, 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 blah. So she gets into the register and she gives me $18.72 back. And I realized, oh, wait a second. She didn't ring it in. She just pulled the money out. So I'm, excuse me, because I want to give her, hey, I don't want her short change her. I'm not a thief. Excuse me. What? Damn. Can I have some napkins, please? And that was that week. I kept the money and rode right away. You guys have a great night, and hopefully I will see you on the road. Thank you for everybody joining, and I'm glad you guys got to tell your story there. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching.
Good morning, kids.
Take care.
Good morning.